All right, so we're going to start today lying on our backs, please. Okay. So all the way down onto your back. Just let the feet land, arms relax at your sides or in close or out wide, whatever feels good. Let the shoulders drop back into the ground. Let your head feel heavy. Close eyes if you want. Spread toes open and just drop the feet into the ground, starting to relax the thighs, the inner thighs, around the hips. So adjust your knees if you need to, so they can rest together. And just starting to relax around your chest, your ribs, your belly. Letting each exhalation drop you more heavily into the ground. Just a couple more breaths here, giving ourselves a chance to settle into our practice. And then bring hands to your thighs, slide up to your knees and gather them in close. So you can have one hand on each knee, or you can wrap further around, linking hands. Let everything relax back again. And then just unlinking the hands, one hand onto each knee, and just making some circles. So circling knees over hips. Moving in one direction and then reversing to the other direction. All right, now bringing one leg over the top, I'm going to cross the thighs and then bring one hand onto each knee again, or further down the shins, whatever is more comfortable. Gently hugging in without any strain here. So I want you to keep your body relaxed and just very gently pulling the knees in towards your body. So notice what you feel here. If you get a stretch somewhere in the body, so it might be down around the outer hip, might be up the back of the leg, it might be tightness in the groin, or you might feel something right up into the torso. So it'll be a little bit different for everyone, depending on where you're tight in your body. And again, we'll let each out breath deepen the pose. We'll really slowly release out of it and come to the other side. So the other leg on top. Cross as high up the thighs as you can. One hand onto each knee and just gently gather in. Might feel different on this side. You might feel tighter or a deeper stretch, or you might feel it somewhere different in your body. Deepening with the out breath. We'll let go really slowly again. And this time bring big toes together and open knees wide. Hands slide down your shins to wherever you can reach, maybe all the way down to the ankles, or maybe you're holding up higher. Now as the shoulders naturally curve forward, let's try and pull them out wide. So a little squeeze between shoulder blades. And then gradually let your chest and ribs and belly relax again. using your out breath. Just release your right hand and hook it behind your thigh. Now keep your leg exactly where it is. We're just going to float the lower leg up, so float the foot up. So you might still have a bit of a bend in the knee. Support it however you need. And then just gradually, get my foot in your face, you just gradually let the legs start to float open. But notice that the femurs are still extending at a natural angle out of the hips. So we're just going to gradually let that leg start to lengthen without rocking off the hip. Just take a bit of time here, let gravity do its work. Support the leg with as much weight into your hand as you need to. So it's interesting to see here your own natural turnout from the hip, and especially noticing that it's most likely not at 90 degrees and straight on the ground. So we'll bring that foot in to switch sides. Take hold of the shin or the foot wherever you were before, and then float the other leg out long. So it might start off with quite a bent knee. Bring a hand underneath for support, and then gradually we'll let it start to lengthen and come a little lower. Trying to keep your shoulders and hips square on the ground. Let's stay just for one more long breath. Release the breath out slowly. And then we'll gather both knees in. Take them up towards you, one hand on each knee, or wrap further around if you can. Let shoulders drop back, just take a couple of breaths here. And then we'll roll all the way over and up to a seated position and cross legs. So you can sit on a cushion if you like, or just straight on the ground. Little shuffle till you're comfortable here. Let arms rest somewhere on the legs. And just take a moment here to get comfortable in your posture. So letting the shoulders broaden and relax away from ears, but we're not pulling them down hard, just let them settle. A sense of lifting right up through to the crown of the head, but also softening around the chest area and allowing for the ribs to expand with each breath. So we'll just sit here for a couple of breaths, a few breaths, giving ourselves a chance to ease into the pose, noticing any tension around the hips. Let's really try and find ease in our posture. Now cupping hands onto knees, scoop your belly in and let your spine round out. Tip your chin down towards your throat. So chin to chest. And then lift your chest again. Roll shoulder blades back and down. Float fingertips behind you. Lift your chin as high as it feels good. Feel the ribs broaden with each breath. And then we'll float our way forward. Fingertips ahead of you. And just lean in. Walk your hands all the way over to one side and lean in towards that thigh. Walk hands all the way over to the other side now, coming towards the other thigh. Now make your way over onto hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Let's scoop in for a cat pose. So lifting belly right up in towards the spine, broaden the back body. Reverse it through to your cow pose. So belly button draws down, shoulder blades pull together, eye gaze ahead. Rounding out again, so broaden the space between your shoulder blades. And lengthen through. Come to a neutral position and shoot your right leg out long. So keep it around hip height. Then bring your knee in towards your chest. Lift your thigh right up close to your body. Send the leg out long again. Knee comes in towards your chest. We'll give it another lift. Bit of clearance underneath to step the foot all the way through. So wriggle it even a little bit further forward so you can sink down into your kneeling lunge pose. Stay right there. Just going to adjust the camera angle. Okay, so we're here. So take a moment to ease in. You might feel a big stretch up through the hip flexor. And then plant the left hand to the floor. Turn your shoulders open and reach your right arm high. Now try and rotate your upper body. So we're not just pulling the arm back, we're actually moving both shoulders all the way around. Look up if it feels good. Hold for a breath. And then release out. We'll come onto our hands and knees again. This time, shooting the left leg out long. Knee comes in towards your body. Lift the thigh. Send the leg out long again. Bring it under. Lift. And step it all the way through. Slide it a bit further forward and drop in. Notice how you feel on this side. So might be working into that stretch right up through to the hip flexor. Take a moment here. Just breathe into the pose. And then plant the right hand. Left arm lifts, but try and bring your shoulders with you. So we're lifting out of this bottom shoulder. Rotate open. Eyes lift if it feels good. And touch down. Come onto your knees again. All right, we're just going to do that same thing again, but with a little bit more pace. So send the leg out long. Bring the knee in. Inhale as we extend. Exhale as we step through. Now open, turning to face the thigh and rotate. Coming back onto our knees and send the other leg out long. Knee under, lift. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale lift, scoop, and take a huge step. Open your twist. And touch down. Come back and tuck toes under and lift your hips up high. Send them up and back. So bring your weight right back towards your legs. Plant your hands firmly into the floor and press your chest through. Trying to get your ears in line with your biceps. So your knees can be as bent as they need to be. But really work to try and send the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Now, right leg, float it up. Come through, knee towards chest. So bring your weight all the way forward, so shoulders stack over wrists, and then lift the thigh right up and towards the body. Now send the leg high again. This time, as we come forward, we'll lift the thigh and take a big step through into our lunge. This time keeping the back knee off the ground and add a twist. Touch down, step back. Other leg, send it up. Come forward, knee to chest, lift. Push into hands, send the leg high. Coming through. Giant step. So drop in, anchor your pose, make it really strong, and then add your twist. Touch down. This time we're going to step into a forward fold. Okay, so feet under hips. You can bend your knees as much as you like here. Just like in our down dog, let's work to tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling and let the crown of your head drop. Relax shoulders. You can bring in a bit of movement here, maybe walking the hands around to one side, or you can hold still if that's plenty for you. And around to the other side. Might feel good to take hold of the elbows and just let your body swing. Shifting the weight in the feet forward and back, side to side. And let's make our way all the way up to standing. Curl your body up. Shoulders roll up, back and down. All right, let's take a breath in, arms reach up. Hands come down through center. And just pause right here. So take a moment to settle in again. Spread toes open, drop into the feet. You can have a little bit of a bend in the knees so we're not locking the knee joints. Gently drawing in through the belly, lengthening tailbone down, broaden across the shoulders, closing in through the ribs so the body feels nicely aligned. Chin gently drawing in back towards the throat. Now float hands to your hips. We want to try and keep the hips level this whole time as we move. I'm just going to do one leg at a time, so it's up to you whether you mirror me or attempt to do the same leg, but we always do it both, once on each side. So send one leg forward, trying to keep the hips level. When I say level, they're not twisting, okay? So that's our focus for this movement. So toes just really light on the ground. Then sweep the leg out to the side. So it may not make it quite to 90 degrees. Remember, when you're on the ground, we could see what our natural turnout was. So you might be just forward of side on. So I want to make sure that you're not twisting your hips here, evenly facing forward. And then sweep the leg behind tuck toes under and add on a side stretch. So again, it's important here that we're not twisting the hips. We want to keep both hip points facing forward so we're not putting any pressure into the sacrum here. So keep this main standing leg really strong. It'll squeeze in the glute as well. Return to your standing position, and we'll do the same on the other side. So foot comes forward, toes light on the ground. Circle out to the side and around to the back. Cross it over just to where you can, to where you feel stable. Tuck toes, so we don't need to plant the foot. I want you to keep the standing leg super strong and just tuck the toes for balance. So hips pointing forward and sweep the arm over. So we want to maintain that position in the pelvis as well. We've got a little tilt down of the tailbone and we're still lifting up through the belly. Then breathe into this stretch right the way down the body. Come back to your standing position. If you need a little shake out, do what you need. Okay, from standing, this time we'll pick up the knee and take hold with both hands. Now try and keep your hips still nice and even. If you touch down, just come straight back up again. Keep that standing log, strong as a log. Keep your standing leg really strong. Now open your knee out to the side, remembering your natural turnout. Okay, so you may find that you're not right out to the side. You might be coming to here. Moving into our side stretch again, so we'll step down, hand to hip, or slide your hand down your leg. So really power down into this main standing leg. Keep lengthening all the way up through the torso and curve across. Another breath here. And coming out, reset, and this time we'll pick up the other knee. Take hold. Open out to the side, focus on keeping your pelvis level. All right, let's come on behind. So hand to hip if you need it, or slide down. Really work on lifting and lengthening all the way up through your body. So you may find that you're here, or you might be able to curve further across. Just feel for yourself where you need to be. Really important not to twist the hips here. Hold for one more breath. And release out. Come to your standing position. Little shake out if you need it. Okay, this time we're going to sweep arms up, lift your knee. Open the knee out and float arms wide. Bring your leg behind, tip your chest forward. We'll keep the leg lifted this time. Float your hands down and ahead of you. Rise on up, knee lifts, and step down. Come to the other side, so the knee lifts. Open. Tip. Sweep arms down and forward, so if you touch down, just come straight back up again. Rise. And touch down. This time we're going to dive all the way down into a forward fold. So again, we've got that sense of lifting through the hips. Keep the knees as bent as they need to be. It could be a lot, could be a little. And drape your body down, let your head hang. So you could keep the arms loose. You could hold on to elbows. Or you could even wrap behind your calves or even your thighs. Just try not to do it directly behind the knee joint. Choose above or below. All right, release arms. Scoot one leg under. Come and take a seat. Bring soles of the feet together with your knees open. Fingertips come behind. Lift your chest. Pull shoulders back and down. Send the center of your chest up towards the ceiling. And press your knees down and out. If you wanted to, you could float your hips off the ground. Keep trying to lift your chest past your shoulders. All right, lower down. All right, bring your feet up, knees lower over to one side, keep them bent, and then turn to face the knee that's in front. So we want to try and lift and centralize your upper body and then rotate towards the knee. So tendency will be to fall back and slouch back here. Let's see if we can drive down into this back knee, turn your body and lean in towards that front bent knee. So keep the pose really strong. Your hands are light. They're just there for a bit of balance, bit of stability. Try and keep all the power in your hips. There's a bit of tension here to hold your pose strong. We'll come all the way over to the other side. So lift the knees, spin them over. Drive down into that back knee. You might find that you're sort of falling backwards here or falling to the side. So let's try and center as much as we can. Use a bit of support from the hands, but do try and bring all the power and stability into the hips. So keep driving your legs into the ground. All right, coming up, send your legs wide apart. Now you can keep a bend in the knees if that's more comfortable, or you can start to try and straighten the legs. Fingertips come behind. Now lift your chest. So you may find that your hands are further back, or you could start to inch your way forward, leaning in. Get a sense of rolling the thighs and kneecaps towards the back and lean your belly button forward. Now keep the pose really strong by driving down into the backs of the legs. So we're really active here. We're not just relaxing. We want to really have a downward motion, downward pressure with the legs, and pitch your chest forward. Then you can either keep your hands behind or you can float them in front. And just bring a little softness to your pose. We'll bring in a bit more tension again, driving down into the backs of the legs. So feel your body lengthen here. Hands behind if you need that support, or if you feel like you're actually falling backwards. And then we'll just bring a little bit more softness to the pose. See if you can lean a bit further. And we'll just do this one more time. So driving down, draw up through the kneecaps, activate the thighs, make the pose super, super strong. And then with your out breath, just slightly soften back again. Now walk your hands in. Gently guide the legs together. Give them a quick little shake out. And come and lie all the way down onto your back. So lying right the way down. Bring hands to thighs. Slide up to your knees and hold them in close. So you can hold one hand on each knee, or you can wrap further around. Big toes together, knees open, just like before. Slide down your shins, taking hold of your feet. Either stay right there, or you can move into happy baby, where we grab hold of the soles of the feet from the inside or the outside, or even your shins, if that's as far as you can reach. Try and anchor the back of the hips to the floor and gently pull the knees down towards your outer ribs. So let shoulders come down, soften around the chest. Big easy breaths. Just a couple more breaths here. And then slowly ease your way out. Bring your left foot to the floor and send the right leg high. So the knee can be a little bit bent, but really try and focus on sending your heel up and press the back of the hips into the floor. Just holding behind the thigh. And we'll take hold of the top leg in the opposite hand and move it just across your body, enough to feel a stretch down the outer edge of the leg. If you're not really feeling much, you can try flexing the foot a bit more. So it's your own, choose your own intensity as to how far you come across. Make sure this hip is still anchored to the floor so we're not rolling off it. Holding just for one more breath here. Then come all the way over, so allow yourself to lift off the hip till the bottom knee comes down. Arm floats wide or wherever it's comfortable. You can keep supporting that back leg, or you could bend both knees. And gently reverse your way out of the pose and switch sides. So left leg high, bent or a bit straighter. Just make sure that you can get your hips even on the ground. So you may find that you're here holding the thigh, or you might start to work that heel a bit higher. Now move the leg just across your body. Doesn't have to be a lot to feel a stretch. One more breath here before we move on. Then come all the way over, bottom knee falls to the floor. Other arm wherever it's comfortable. Turn your head to any direction and let yourself drop in. You could always bend this top knee if there's any strain in the lower back or hips. Gently ease your way out. Bring both knees up towards your chest. Hug them in just for a couple of breaths. And then turn the soles of your feet together. Lower to the ground with knees open wide. Arms relaxed at your sides, shoulders open. Make sure there's no discomfort in the lower back or inner thighs or groin area. So if there is, you could bend your knees up and rest them together. Otherwise, let's just stay here for just a couple of minutes. Allow your body to rest more heavily with each out breath. Sense of sinking into the floor. And just in your own time, start to find a little movement. You may want to stretch the legs out long and reach arms all the way overhead. Then gather knees up to your chest. Come and roll over and up to a seated position. Let shoulders broaden and fall away from ears without any tension. Just let them settle. Pause for another breath. And we'll all take one last breath together, floating arms up. Connect at the top, and with your out breath, come down your center line to your heart space. Namaste, and thank you so much for joining me.